The Chicago Sky have now made a roster move that many Sky fans have been asking for the Sky to do, and that's making a move at the guard position and moving off of Jefferson. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Ahize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. I'm the host there, Ahize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chicago Sky Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content for today, y'all. The Chicago Sky are making roster moves. They've waived Mariah Jefferson from their roster to sign Sevgi Uzun, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I did some research on it. Forgive me, I'll have her name down by the time the next live call comes up. But this is the Chicago Sky waiving the veteran in Mojo from their roster. She only appeared in 5 games so far this season. She had a lingering calf injury that really limited her ability to play. She's been sidelined almost the entirety of the year, which has left Rachel Banham, especially after Courtney Vandersloot's injury, to handle most of the ball handling. And when it comes down to that, and to be the team's three-point shooter, Mojo, who the Sky got in a trade last year, just never really amounted up to anything for the Chicago Sky. She didn't play really well for us. Even when she did get in the game, she didn't get into very many games at that. And it was time for the Sky to move on. Now, the Sky sit at 7-18 on the season. We're over halfway through the season. And there's some other things, that the Sky are still hoping to kind of uncover as the season goes on. Tyler Marsh has talked about kind of unlocking Camila Cardoso a little bit more as the season goes on. We know we're dealing with tons of injuries when it comes down to it as well. The Sky got injuries to Haley Van Lith, Angel Reese, Ariel Atkins, who's injured as well. She's out. Courtney Vandersloot, we know, is down for the rest of the season. So the Sky need bodies. And Mojo, already being a player who didn't play very much or well for the Chicago Sky, opened up a move that was just made sense. Go ahead and move on from the Chicago Sky. She played a total of 19 games for the Sky since the trade last year to the 5 games this year. And overall, Mojo just isn't bringing a lot for the Sky. She never was the point guard that the Sky wanted her to be. She never was the floor spacer that the Sky had hoped she'd come in and bring a little bit of that. It just never was there for the Sky. Now they move on to a kind of a more unproven player in Sevgi. And, she's played for 2 teams in the WNBA in 2024 with the Dallas Wings, this year with the Phoenix Mercury. 47 total games played over her WNBA career, an average of 19.6 minutes per game. She hasn't really had any crazy statistical output when you look at it, but a Turkish player who is actually pretty well, experienced over there in Turkey. And, it is what it is when it comes down to it. So this is a move that is functional when it comes down to it. And the Sky made a move to add a body to their roster that makes more sense. You get a look at her for the rest of the season, and the Sky need bodies. That's really what this comes down to. The Sky need players, and that's what that's what this is about. I know there are going to be some other names that Sky fans had hoped the Sky had gone over and things like that. Ultimately, that does not come to fruition here. The Sky move forward. We got Lilac BP says, "Hey, what's up? What's going on, Lilac? Glad to have you in the building." We got Jeremy in here. Can we get Sims? She's a point guard. Yeah, I don't. This type of move means that probably Odyssey Sims is not coming in here for this Guy. I can't believe Jeff finally signed a guard when our season is practically over. I mean, there's a lot of basketball left to be played. I want to be clear. It is that, yes, we're over the halfway mark for sure, but there's still a lot of season left to be played. So we'll see what happens with it. Sky make me laugh sometimes. Jeff knows his job is hanging on. Oh, listen, Jeff's, I can tell you right now, Jeff's job's not on the line. I can tell you that right now. And that's I'm not saying that you're wrong for saying it should be. I guarantee you right now, the ownership, Jeff's job is not on the line at all. I can tell you that right. I would be willing to guarantee that fact, that his job is not remotely on the line. Should it be? Yes, absolutely. Is it? Nah, he's safe. He's locked in there, unfortunately. And that's just what we got to deal with Sky fans. And that's what sucks. That's why we do need an owner that cares more about winning than anything else. Or you need somebody who's going to be your president of basketball ops, your GM, that cares more about winning than anything else. What's good, fam? What's going on, Nola? Glad to have you in the building. We're going to get back to our regularly scheduled programming here in a second. Been having a lot of stuff goes on. We're going to get back to daily episodes here as well, so look out for that. They should have waived Mojo in the beginning of the season. I think So had they waived Mojo at the beginning of the season, they still would have had to pay the majority of the contract, which I guess they did anyway. They were probably hoping she was going to be able to give a little bit more for the Sky. She wasn't. It was a money move. It is what it is. Jeff should be on that. Oh, you're absolutely right. That's why I said I'm not saying that he should not be on the hot seat. I'm telling you, with this ownership group, I know he's not on the hot seat. Should he be on the hot seat? Absolutely. Absolutely. But we knew we were heading into a rebuild. He's probably going to get at least 2 more years before we're even talking about Jeff Pagliocci potentially being on the hot seat. So Steve-O says Sims don't want to be here. Listen, I can you even blame him? This season, like, as much hope was coming into this season, this shit came crashing down real quick, didn't it? I was hoping that he made a move like this in the offseason last year. You and me both. Like, I get it that you have somebody on your roster that you think maybe can bring what you need, especially when you had Sluty here, is that maybe you felt like, okay, this gives us some runway to allow Mojo to get back healthy. And maybe that was the thought process, right? Not saying that I necessarily agree. I'm just saying that I can understand where the thought process was. And then Sluty went down. You couldn't rely on her. But, you know, if they would have known Sluty wasn't going to be healthy, I think that they probably would have made a move similar to this a lot sooner. So, damn, not you dashing my hopes. I thought the only good thing about the season would be letting go of Jeff. Listen, I would love to be wrong. And listen, I'm going to be the first one here on a live stream. If I'm wrong and they fire Pagliocci, I'll be the first one here like, hey, I thought they weren't going to do it. I was wrong. They did it. But I'm also not going to sell you a dream and get y'all hyped up for something that I truly don't think is going to happen anytime soon. I think he has 2 more years left, maybe 1 if next season goes as bad as this season. But with getting Sevgi back, get her here, our actual higher draft pick that hasn't made her debut yet, as well as having, the pick swap next season, I can see them giving Jeff. And like I said, we knew we were heading into a rebuild. We knew that we were rebuilding. So I think that Jeff is going to get another couple of years. I think he's going to get into 4 years of managing a rebuild, and then we're going to see what happens. That's just my thought process. Do you think there are any trades coming? Listen, I would love to think that there are some trades coming. I don't feel like they are. If you ask me in my gut, do I think we're going to be making some trades? No. But, I mean, Jeff has surprised us negatively. Maybe he can surprise us positively. Do Kennedy have bad chemistry with Angel and KC? The one signing that will turn this thing around they refuse to make. What gives input, please? Oh, well, we knew Kennedy's basically blackballed by the league. I mean, I think that's pretty straightforward. And, I think that kind of is what it is. I don't know if it saves us. I don't know if that completely is a season saver for the Sky at this point in time, but it would bring a lot of what we need, that's for sure. Who is this new player? She is a 5'9" guard from Turkey, and not a lot of proven WNBA production is basically what it comes down to. But hey, we've made European signings before that actually have ended up helping us, so we shall see. What are your hopes, predictions for the remainder of the season? Hopes is that we can start turning things around and build a defensive identity. I said it a couple of episodes ago. For the Sky to do anything this season, if they want any hope of even remotely looking solid here to finish the season, they're going to have to be the queens of the dirty work, meaning that they're going to have to dig in and outfight and outmuck things up game to game. And I just haven't seen that consistently. Now, we've had a lot of injuries, which has held that back a little bit, but I just don't know if I see that happening a lot. Jeff said this wasn't a rebuild. He definitely lied. Cue the Kendrick Lamar. You lied about the rebuild. You lied about your draft picks. You lied. Just Jeff Pagliocci is a son of a motherfucker, bro. I really want to know what happened in that locker room with Carter because hate or love her, at least her spot was solid. Listen, you knew the production you were going to get from her. And the Sky looked at that and said, hey, no, we good. We all right on that. We all right about that. They lost a lot with Kenny. Yeah, they lost somebody who can score outside the framework of the offense. And I think that's sometimes underrated, right? Is that depending on the makeup of your team, every team doesn't need this, but depending on the makeup of your team, you need somebody who can go out there and get you a bucket, regardless of what that if the play completely breaks down, the offense breaks down, they're able to either go out there and get a bucket or get to the free throw line. That's Kennedy Carter. This team, the offense sucks ass. The offense is trash. We've had moments of looking decent. Angel Reese has taken some big steps as a point forward, and I think that's really good for the future of this team. Of course, Camila Cardoso, once she realizes you need to be aggressive every night in and night out, that's going to change a lot offensively for this team. But as that thing is building, when you have somebody like Kennedy who can just go out there and get a bucket, regardless of whatever she got to do, whether she got to fight, scratch, or claw her way to that rim, she's going to get there and get you a bucket, or she's going to get to the free throw line. Sometimes teams need that when you don't have necessarily the best balance offensively. And I'm not saying that's Kennedy's only skill, because it's not, but you need that. The Sky need that type of scorer, and we don't have that one. We just don't. We need guards that can get the ball into the bigs early. They wait about 1.5 seconds too late. Then they're too far under the goal to do anything. It's a lot. It's a lot. Listen, Ashley, I told you. I told y'all when the Sky fans like, oh my God, we got to get rid of Mabry. We're going to be so much better of a team if we get rid of Mabry. I don't like Mabry's body language. Like, all right, cool. But we're going to miss her offense. And people thought I was absolutely batshit ass crazy when I said that. I'm just going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there. But all right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. Wanted to bring this quick update. Like I said, we're going to get back to actual schedule. We're going to try to get 3 daily episodes out a week. That's outside of the post-game shows. It's outside of the live calls. We've basically been living off just live calls. Shout out to Steve-O and C-Dub for holding us down on that. I'm back to my bullshit, so I appreciate you guys so much. Make sure you guys are following us. Hit that subscribe button. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Sky related. You guys can follow us at Chicago Sky Pod. You can send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns. Chicago Sky Central at gmail.com. And then lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the #1 spot for everything Chicago Sky related. I'll see you guys next time we go to Skytown. Love you guys. Peace, y'all.